and he set me on fire. I am burning alive with this breath in my lungs. I am coming undone, and he set me on fire.
The Bible. Most people don't want to associate the Bible with other literary works. Most people don't understand the literary impact the Bible has. Historically, the Bible is incredibly accurate. 85% of Americans believe that the Bible is the inspired Word of God, believing it to be completely true. Now, as you can imagine, some literary skeptics don't go quite that far. In fact, they say that there are very few books of the Bible that are completely historically accurate. So, in giving them that ground, I want to look at one particular book that all literary scholars agree is historically accurate and true. Acts. The Acts of the Apostles. A historical book written probably by Luke about the first and the early church, the growth through Peter, Paul, and the other apostles of Christianity. Now, there was one particular person in this book, Saul of Tarsus. He was born and grew up under Pharisee teachings. Now, he's a Roman citizen, but he's a Jewish boy, and he knows the Bible, the Scriptures, the Old Testament, in and out. He hates the fact that there's this new movement of so-called Christians who believe that the Messiah has already come. He can't stand the fact that they're saying that he is resurrected. In fact, he's so distraught by this that he begins persecuting and executing Christians. In fact, he was there giving his approval when the first recorded martyr died, Stephen, by stoning. Saul, we find the very next chapter in Acts 9. He is getting his papers together to go to Damascus to seek out Christians there to kill and to persecute. Now, Saul has an utter hate for Christianity. He can't stand it. He finds it to be completely untrue, and would like nothing more than to wipe it out completely. On the way to Damascus, Paul is shocked to see a great light and to hear a booming voice. He's knocked off his horse and he looks up and he sees Jesus. The Jesus. This Jesus that he's been persecuting. Now Paul asks him, what do you want me to do? And Jesus says, I want you to stop persecuting me and the people that are following me. Now, Saul has no idea what's going on at this point. He didn't believe in Jesus, but now he's seeing this resurrected body, not spirit, body, right in front of him. Now, the soldiers there also confirm in Acts that they saw the light and heard the voice. Unbelievable, this story. 3 people, at least 3 people, view this incredible occurrence. Now, Paul, or once known as Saul of Tarsus, he goes to Damascus. His eyes are healed. And he begins to preach Jesus to people around him. This is Paul's or Saul's conversion. Now, the reason I keep saying Paul is because his name is changed to Paul after this actual occurrence. So this is the Paul of the Bible that actually wrote all those books that we hear about. The greatest missionary in all of Christianity. The one that took the gospel to the Gentiles, Asia Minor, and so forth. Now, Paul teaches for the rest of his life this Christianity. Now, remember, he was hated by Christians and hated Christians beforehand. So he had a really uphill battle to fight. He ends up in Rome appealing to Caesar to try to take this message to him. What happens is we lose touch of Paul after his last couple of letters, but it is assumed that he is beheaded under Emperor Nero. Now think about this. Paul goes from being an outstanding Jew, a Roman citizen, and one of the higher people in the community, and remember, he hates Christians. He goes from that to being a hated, persecuted part of this Christianity. Now there would be no reason whatsoever for him to convert. There would be no reason for him to change his lifestyle from hating Christians to loving Christians and to spreading the gospel or the news of Jesus Christ. There would be no other explanation for this than if he actually believed what happened on that day. Now remember, this is a historical book. It's not just the Bible, and you can't just throw it out as being religious. This is a literary, historical book, this book of Acts, accepted by all literary scholars. Now, how do you explain the conversion, the life after, and the death of Paul, one of the greatest Christians to ever live? It doesn't make sense unless actually what happened, that he saw Jesus and that he changed his ways because of it. Now that's a pretty good proof that Jesus did resurrect from the dead, and that Christianity isn't a big hoax. It's for real.
Letting myself go, I am